All right, all right. My name is Jesse Belvin, the seven-figure dad. We are live with the Friday happy hour. I'm super excited about this today because we're supposed to be building pipelines, right? Well, I've been super busy with my wife. We've been launching this project, and it was one of those situations where we came into the weekend. I was like, holy shit, I don't know if we're going to be able to get somebody on here that the people are going to want to hear from. Luckily, I have a couple good friends in the industry, and one of them just happens to be probably, like, I don't know if you've seen those Dos Equis commercials or whatever, like, he's probably the most interesting person in all of direct sales right now. So anyways, we're going to get into a bunch of questions, but I just wanted to welcome, a kid that's pretty much made us all look bad as far as the learning curve. He's pretty much hit it out of the park from the beginning. He's 22 years old, I think, which is also embarrassing for some of us old guys. But his name is Brennan Tieger, and I think he's live from, like, Ohio or something, right?
Yep, Canton, Ohio right now.
Awesome, man, awesome. So, Brennan, we're going to get into your story. So anybody that's listening, guys, if you've been living under a rock, if you're just a complete, alien and have no idea what's going on here on planet Earth, Brennan Tieger has taken the industry by storm. If you're friends with him or if you follow him on Facebook, chances are you know that he's taken the industry by storm. The guy is, what I love people that if they say something and they're out there and they say what they're going to go do and they actually go do it. That's what I love, right? It's a lot of people, they try to talk their way into success. Some people are able to say stuff and actually go out and back it up, and those are the best types of people. He's kind of like the Conor McGregor of direct sales. He just goes out there, he says what he's going to do, and he goes and does it. So, Brennan, I wanted to welcome you. Obviously, man, this is the second time you've been with the Friday Happy Hour. The first time, we had a crazy format that we used to do where we'd force people who weren't bloggers to actually go out and blog, which is just, I think, is a horrible, horrible idea. And so this time, we've been fortunate enough to come up with a bunch of different versions. This I knew I had to do because I was like, holy shit, if I can get you on an interview. And I've had some people lose their minds on these interviews and say some stuff that I'm just like, oh, if I was like CNN, I would be like in heaven right now, But so anyways, I'm going to ask him some questions. We've given him some wiggle room, and we're going to go ahead and get started. So, Brennan, are you ready?
Let's do this.
Awesome, man. Well, first of all, tell us just briefly about your story and how you got here into this, into the position that you're in currently. So just for anybody that doesn't quite know you, which would be insane to me, but just go ahead and share your story.
All right. I haven't done this in a while, so if it's a little rough, I apologize ahead of time. But, I'm 22 years old. I'm a 6A in the Magic, soon to be the youngest 6A2 in the company in over 40-plus years, which is pretty awesome. Before network marketing, I worked a job from legit 8, 10, 12 hours a day, 5, 6 days a week. Got kicked out of my house at 17 because I didn't want to go to college because, I didn't want to go to college because I decided, hey, I can go to work. And then I went to work for 2 years. I realized, hey, I don't want to go to work either. So it was either go back to college or try something out called network marketing. And the crazy part about network marketing is it's very similar to, nonprofit work. And before I went into college during my high school, I got into a lot of nonprofit work. I started my own anti-bullying club, which became an anti-bullying nonprofit. It was in honor of my past friend, Daniel Mendez, back when I was about like 14, 15 years old. And the industry was very similar to that. And, I just fell in love with it. And honestly, since then, life's been pretty amazing. I went from company after company after company. Luckily for me, my story isn't about failing and failing and failing. It's more like hitting success than the company falling apart 4 to 5 times in a row. And then I just fell in love with the magic and, all in with direct sales. And yeah, that's pretty much my story in like less than a minute.
No, that's actually perfect, man. And so I had questions written down for like the intro, but you pretty much answered them, which was awesome. Now you've kind of, you've mentioned, okay, so like for those of you guys that are actually in the profession of direct sales, network marketing, that there is an epidemic going on right now. And the epidemic is essentially kind of like the shiny object or, people not really doing their due diligence on different companies. I don't think that that's necessarily the case here because obviously Brennan's, he's hit the top of every company he's gone to. Some things work out, some things don't. I've been on that end. I know what it's like. I think it's an awful feeling. But there's a lot of hopping around and a lot of stuff going on. So Brennan, let me ask you a question just as far as like the where network marketing is at today, especially for the younger generation, what do you think is going on with the group? They call it the shiny object thing, right? So sometimes they're justified. Sometimes it's just kind of like, hey, listen, I want to go here. I want to go there. What do you think is, for the average person, is going on?
Well, to be real, like the average person right now basically are being traded and moved around like cattle. Like, I know that's horrible for me to say, but the thing is, a lot of young people that have hit success in the industry, there's already an ego, there's already a reputation, there's already a following that's already accrued. And honestly, like, I'm guilty of that too. Like I said, I was in 5 different companies, and, I noticed everywhere I went, people would just follow. And, I thought it was cool at the time. And then I realized, damn, every time I left something, so did everybody else. And I thought that was a really big problem. And I don't think these young guys or anyone is really realizing that when they join something, when they have this influence, that they honestly are taking a lot of people with them, either to the top or to the bottom, or it doesn't really matter, but you're taking them with you. And without realizing that, people won't do enough research. People will be attracted to the quote-unquote hype. People won't look into the fact that startups fail within 5 years, 90% of the time. So I'm very guilty of that, and that's why you guys won't see me in a network marketing company anymore. I know that's probably a question for later, but I'm obviously a customer to a couple of them. But for me, putting my face on something right now, to anything MLM-wise, I don't think it's very safe for anybody, because, you look at the product-based realm, which, in all honesty, it's been the most successful, even though I'm not a big fan of auto ships anymore, for the product-based especially. I know Jesse doesn't agree with me on that one too much, but looking at how things are, I'm very familiar with e-commerce, Amazon, eBay sales, and stuff like that. And, an 18-year-old kid can learn how to open up an Amazon or eBay account and sign up for a network marketing product-based company and go sell it for cheaper, and then basically profit off the compensation plan. They'll make less money than they would than selling it to their friend or their mom or their brother, but the volume that you can do there, you'll get the same, or if not more, income with less interaction. So I know for a fact people don't even like talking to people anymore, and a lot of people are going that route. So I think product-based companies have that issue, and a lot of young people need to understand this, and a lot of old people need to understand this before they lose their checks, just in all honesty. And then in the service-based realm, the thing is, with service-based realm, a lot of people try to clump it together with like cell phone bills, electricity bills, and they try to basically make their service look as good or important, like car insurance, how it's legal. It's a legal issue. But the thing with the service-based realm is, a lot of people will find something that you can get for free, right? Not something that costs money, but something you can get for free, add an auto ship to it, and then make profits up the yin yang because there's no overhead, because the product is for free, which I've dealt with now 3 or 4 times. And the money is great, guys, but it doesn't last because people aren't stupid. They get educated. They don't need the service anymore, and the next thing you know, they're just in it, and they're trading their reputation, integrity, intention, friendships for this quote-unquote residual income, which in 6 months is no longer residual. So was it ever residual in the first place? So I think that's like the biggest thing a lot of these young people need to understand. I'm saying these young people, I'm 22. And it's just something that I realized super early, I guess, even though I feel like I've been in the industry for like ever. So much drama. But yeah, I think that's my perspective on what young people need to know right now.
Yeah, well, okay, so I have to come clean about something. So you mentioned me with products. I got to tell you, you learn principles in network marketing, in the industry. You get stuff shoveled down your throat. You're right. Product companies have had the best run in network marketing. However, and something that you say a lot that, I'll be honest, it pisses me off, but you are right, is like the Amazon, right? Like, oh, I can get that stuff on Amazon for cheaper. And, and this isn't a plug for me, by the way. Everyone knows what I'm already doing, like, as far as the network marketing goes. But that was one of the things. Like, I was flown out to Connecticut for the company that I was with, and it's like a smart home tech thing, whatever. But so they have this hub, and the hub is like, it basically like syncs with all the products around your house, whatever. Well, I went out there, and I'm thinking in my head, I'm like, okay, like, you're in my head. Like, I'm thinking, God, okay, he talks on Amazon a lot, whatever. So one of the questions I had was, what do you guys do to combat this stuff? Because obviously security, home automation, smart home technology is kind of a newer thing. And they're like, oh, well, we encourage it. Like, if you find something cheaper on Amazon, go buy it. It'll sync with your hub for your smart home. Awesome. And instantly I felt better. I was like, exactly. And I was gonna go be like, Brenden, like, what's up, man? Like, Yeah, go to Amazon, so, but
Oh, no, you're going to call me and be like, screw you, Tieger. I got you, bro. Got you.
You're right, though. Like, the product industry, it's like, it is a dime a dozen. Like, there's shakes, there's energy drinks, there's health and wellness, and it's Dr. Shavako, right, with his magical berries down in South America. It's like, it's the same shit. And this isn't to slam the thing. I mean, product companies, you do well, but, there is a lot of stacking in your living room with the same products. Auto ships can be an absolute drag. In fact, to be honest, one of the things that I love, especially with what you guys have going on, is it's a higher ticketed item. However, like people, they're not, other than obviously just the financing of the system, they're not, once they pay for that, they're not on auto ships anymore. They're lifers. Like, so, the average in network marketer industry, direct sales, whatever, the average person doesn't make very much money in this industry. It's just like real estate. It's just like the success. I always compare it going to the gym, right? It's the same thing. But what's awesome about what you have going on there, especially at Enagic with the Kangen water, is that people don't have to be good. Like they can go out there, they can become a product of the product, and somebody can come over for an NFL football game or a Sunday, post-church event, whatever, and see this machine and go, well, what is this? And they can just naturally share it 3 months down the road, a year down the road, whatever, and boom, there's a sale. You know what I mean? So there's no auto ship. It's just like a pure company. So just to kind of piggyback off of what you said, the state of the industry for anybody that's young out there, because I do see this. I see a lot of these kids, they're going to go out there and it's going to happen again. You've been following leaders. You're going to get recycled, right? You're going to get recycled. You're going to follow. And sure, I'm telling you not to, but sure as the day you're born, you're going to do this. And I'm telling you, look at something with like Brennan, with what he's got in Enagic, because it's been around for what? What is it, like 40 years? It's been around for like 40 years?
About 43 years now.
Right. So, guys, if you're looking for something, right, I would never tell people to go into some of these dinosaur network marketing companies, but a direct sales company with a high ticketed item, like this is like the perfect storm, as you can probably see if you're friends with Brendan. So, Brendan, that makes complete sense, man. So my question for you is then, you and I kind of talked about this earlier, but just for anyone that's listening, I noticed that, you have been able to successfully build 2 companies. Now, obviously, that is, one of them is more of a direct sales frontlining model, and then the other one is kind of more of your traditional network marketing business. Do you recommend people build 2 companies at once? Tunnel vision? Does it matter if it's direct sales and it's network marketing, or if it's all network marketing? What's your opinion on that?
Well, my opinion on that is very simple. Like, for me, I'd be a hypocrite to tell my team to focus on one thing, because I've always done 2 things at once until recently. But then I also realized that for me, I've always sort of avoided the role as like the leader. Like, I never really liked the attention of being the upline or being seen as someone that has influence, because to be real with you, like, as much as attention as I get, I don't like it when someone says, hey, this is Brenden, my upline. Hey, this is Brennan, my part. Like, I like partners. I like brother. I like whatever it is. And what I realized is somebody needs to take the reins and be all in with whatever they're doing and let their teams go do whatever they want. But at the same time, not exile them if they go decide to do something else for a while. Because the reason why in Enagic people see success after seeing so much failure in network marketing is because they accrued networks, they accrued skill sets, they accrued basically everything they needed before to be successful in this industry and life and everything. And in most companies, when there's an auto ship where if they turn it off, they're no longer family. When they turn it off, they're basically not talked to by their quote-unquote family that they joined when they joined. With Enagic, there's none of that. Once you're in, you're in. So I've had this conversation with everybody on my team already. So if they decide to go do something else, whether it be network marketing, whether it be other professions, it's like, look, go do that. I support you fully. I'll be here when you come back. And they're not used to this, because usually people don't even tell their uplines they're quitting because they're afraid that they're going to get yelled at, or that they're going to get ridiculed. They're going to get flamed on Facebook of all things. And it's like with this, you have to understand, I was the same guy. I bought a machine for my family a year ago. I didn't want to sell water. Who the hell wants to be the water boy? Like, I didn't want to be Brendan Boucher. Ooh, drink my water, high quality H2O. Like, it was dumb. I'm like, I don't want to do this. But then after all the testimonies, after all the bullshit in network marketing that I've been through, where people are being recycled, people are being ridiculed for doing what they want to do, and it's like they got all these skill sets, but every single time they get basically screwed because the company doesn't last, or the hype doesn't last, or the support isn't there. or they can't pay their auto ship, so they're no longer seen as family. It's like, I got tired of people being lied to, being on the company end, the culture end, the family end, the friends end. And I'm like, look, if people ever get a machine in my network, in my team and stuff, it's so easy. It's like, hey, look, you're never going to be sorry that you bought a machine. Like, you're always going to drink this. It doesn't matter if you sell one today, tomorrow, 5 years from now, 10 years from now. Everyone's still getting paid for whoever's in the tree and stuff. So there's no reason for them not to feel like you're part of the business anymore, part of the group or the family anymore. And that's like how it is here. You know, when people come back, they're like, oh, I'm sick of whatever that was. And guess what? So are 100 other people with them. And it's like, they see this, they feel it, they love it, they share with their friends and family. And that's the highest thing that we've always preached in this industry. It's, look, do not fall for them saying, hey, you don't have to talk to your mom, dad, brother, sister anymore. You can talk to strangers. It's like, yo, why were you selling things to strangers that you wouldn't give to your mom, dad, brother, and sister?
Right.
So you get rid of that stigma, that dogma, whatever, and you actually share something that's not just something you believe in, but you feel. Something that's actually, people have testimonies for over 43 plus years now, and you have credibility, and you actually have something that has the foundation of a company like Amway, but the, you know, the lucrative side as a startup. Like, that's the perfect storm. And people are wondering, you know, how am I selling such high ticket items? Like, look, guys, like the financing side for the flagship model is legitimately like buying an auto ship for a company, but you don't. There's a light at the end of the tunnel. You stop paying for it once it's paid off. Like, the average product-based company right now is a $500 bundle pack, and then you get blueberry, raspberry, cranberry juice in the mail for $100 to $200 a month for the rest of your life if you're gonna stay active. And everyone's like, bro, but it's so much easier to sell this. But like, yeah, it's much easier to sell, I guess, but not much easier to keep retention. And the thing is, Jesse, let's be real. If we had every single person that we ever enrolled in network marketing into an Magic, we'd be multi-millionaires. Like,
oh, yeah.
Bro, like, and that's what people are starting to see, which I'm very happy about, because a lot of people are sick of network marketing to what it was, and now we see what it can be, where we can keep everything that we love about it, the community, the camaraderie, the culture, the happiness, the mindset, the entrepreneurship side, and none of the fake relationships, none of the company issues, none of the bad press. Because at the end of the day, it's like, bro, this is the only company I've ever joined that's as old as my mom. And I don't think my mom's going to go anywhere. So I'm not going to assume this is going to go anywhere, right? So, oh man, it's just, I've never felt so sure of anything in my life, because you've known me since like the beginning. Every time I go do something, like I'll say, oh, it's awesome, let's do it. And it's never like, this is it. This is it. And it's like, for me, for the first time in my life, I'm like, yeah, this is it. Or I'm not swayed by people pitching me things. I'm not like, oh, that sounds awesome. Okay, we'll do it. Like, I'm not swayed anymore, because I understand for my following, my brothers, my sisters, my family, my friends, for them to do well, I need to go let them do them, and I need to be there for them. Because it's just like me and my friendships. You know, I am the most loved and hated guy in this industry. Everybody knows this. But at the end of the day, I'm always there. And that's why everyone that hates me still ends up becoming my friend at the end of the day. Because I'm not going to treat you differently because you hang out with people that don't like me. But the people that don't like me will treat you differently if you talk to me. And I'm okay with that. Because, look, I have the right intentions. I do the right things. I keep on doing me. And everything else works itself out. And that's what I want to, quote unquote, duplicate in this industry. I don't want people to be swayed by people and their opinions. I don't want them to be just traded. I want them to have their own thoughts. I want them to have their own foundation. I want them to freaking do something that's going to be here for the rest of their lives. At least retirement plan. Because I know the reason why I'm already considering myself sort of retired is because I can go fall off the face of the earth, go live my life, and come back to an Magic, and I'll still be the same rank. I go sell one machine, I have enough to pay my bills. Like, where do you find that, bro? Like, in another auto ship company, you disappear 5, 10, 15 years, you go sell one blueberry package, you make $35. Like, like, it's crazy. Like, and the thing is, like, that's such a huge selling point. Like, people were like, oh, the product's amazing. I'm like, yeah, it is. And I talk about the product all day. And then when I talk to a network marketer, they're like, wait, you can't de-rank? Wait, there's no auto ship? Wait, It's 40 plus years old? Wait, I can still make money? It's not too late? No, you're good. It's like, I can't find that else. If you can show me something like this that's similar to this, that's this old, that has the foundation, I am open ears. And I'll always give my friends and my family like the time of day if they want to pitch me something. I'll give them all my support. But will you see me in something else? Do I think that doing two things is smart? Just yes and no. If you feel it, go for it. Go learn your lessons. Because the thing is, at the end of the day, I can tell you everything about what I've experienced. But until you experience it yourself, you won't know if it's true or not. But I know what I believe in. I know what I've experienced. And the roller coaster of network marketing, it kicked my ass. I'm done. Like, direct sales and Magic is big. Like, it's big. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Well, you kind of answered like 9 of my questions that were coming up, but no. And the thing is, man, is you hit it right on the head. It's like my follow-up question for you is like, well, what do you think about people that are pitching like, you know, tunnel vision with one company, whatever? But the thing is it's like, it's annoying too. And it just brings me to a bigger problem, I think, in the industry is a lot of people are saying like, hey, you know, tunnel vision. Only they're in like 5 different deals or whatever. And they've got backdoor deals going on and they've got this and that going on. You know, they say one thing and do another. And so I am a firm believer also. It's just kind of like, you know, if you can make it work, like I will never sit there and have a model for somebody that says, hey, this is how you go build 2 companies. That's just not what I'm going to do. However, if somebody does say, hey, listen, look, I can go out there and I can make this money over here and still make money over here, like I'm going to be like, for sure, man, like, you know, I give my advice, whatever, but it's worked for a lot of people, especially if you have a direct sales model as one of them. I would never tell somebody on purpose to go build 2 network marketing companies that are both equally whatever, because then it's like, you know, John wants to join me no matter what. It's most of the time people join people. And then you got to say, okay, where am I going to put John? Am I going to put him over here? Am I going to put him over here? You know, are you going to put him for where it's best for him? But if you're building it like a Magic and you've got, you know, and it's frontline and it's a direct sales, like I said, it's a lifetime product, then I actually do believe that you can go out there and do it. You know, Lord knows I've got my hands in multiple things now. I don't just build network marketing. My question for you too is, you've kind of touched on it already, but is that, number one, have you ever built a company, like obviously we know you're passionate about the water, okay, about the Kangen water and what it can do. Have you ever built a company where you weren't passionate about the products, you know, or you didn't believe in them, and then, you know, because I know the whole, like I've even given this, right, like Victoria's Secret was started by a man who didn't wear women's underwear. You know, I've said this before. Like, but when you're passionate, I think Terrell talks about passion a lot, right? When you're passionate about something, you know, obviously the results, you know, it's like why soccer moms can go hit 6 figures in network marketing, and you're like, how the hell did you just go do this? Because they love what they have, they're passionate about the product. So for you, have you ever built something that you weren't passionate about, and people that say you don't have to be passionate about the product or care about the product or whatever, what would you say to them as well?
Well, my response is yes, I have. And the first time I ever did that was my first company. And I fell in love with network marketing. I fell in love with entrepreneurship. And so that I can't really be blamed for. My second company, I was very, very passionate about it, but it was not run by experienced people. It was a startup and failure. My third company, I bought a machine, so technically it'd be a Magic, but I never built it because, as I said, it wasn't cool. It wasn't sexy to me at the time. I was 21. I wanted to be cool. Don't be cool, just be you. And number 4, I did Wealth Gen. I'll just name these out because like everyone knows. And it was legitimately crazy. Like, we hit the 25K club in like a month. Like, we went crazy. We enrolled so many people. But since it stopped working, I lost faith. So I joined something that I fell in love with what it could become. But I wasn't willing to be the guy that pioneered it there, because I understand that pioneers make all the income and stuff, but at the end of the day, I work for this company. I'm not an owner. I'm not a CEO. I'm not an advisor. I guess, you know, and then obviously I went to Jeunesse for the leadership, and I learned a lot. And that was a big no-no, because I wasn't passionate about any of the products. I was educated on organic, GMOs. I was already educated on aluminum and skincare. I was educated on whey and protein. I was educated on dairy and all that kind of stuff, and I just wasn't passionate about it, but I got absorbed into the quote-unquote leadership. And when the leadership tells you the product doesn't matter and stuff like that, you start to believe it. And that's my biggest advice. It's like, I've said this before. I say, listen to people that are getting what you want in life right now. Don't listen to people that already have what you want, because it's a completely different time. I've met millionaires and billionaires that don't know how to use their cell phone. I've met millionaires and billionaires that don't know how to log into their own Facebook. And, you want to learn from these people, but what you want to learn from these people are their work ethics, not their execution, because execution is so different now, So have I built something I'm not passionate about? Yes. Have I stayed with them? No. Like, the income I was making with WG, I could have lived off of forever, and it would have been a six-figure income still. My teams are still growing over there, and I left it. And I don't know, I feel like that's just like a big eye-opener for a lot of people. It's just like, I know people will just stick for their income. Like, I can't. I won't build something I don't believe in. I won't build something because it's the ground and they say I need to be a pioneer for it. Look, if it's gonna do amazing, it can do it without me. And then once it gets there, it'll do even better with me. I don't want to be the reason for something to becoming successful. I want to use something that works. I want to be a part of something that already has its own definition, and then I want to be able to share that meaning with other people. Because until I build my own company, I'm not going to be a pioneer for anything. I'll be the pioneer on how things get delivered to people, but I won't be the pioneer for the product, because that's not my job, and that's not anything I signed up for. I don't think that's what any of us signed up for. So I think that's like the best way to answer that.
No, that's a good point. And pioneering companies are really tough, especially network marketing companies. Like I mean, at least with the compensation plan, they don't pay you extra to get in early, right? I mean, the idea is that you get in early, you'll make more money long term. But the company isn't saying, hey, listen, you get a bigger percentage on the dollar because you're helping us pioneer this. It's really like just one of those things. Like, you have to be willing to do it, and it's a drag. Most companies fail, which is just a horrible stat, and it's scary. I totally get it, and Agic is one of those companies, man. It's been around for a while, but like it is so safe, and the product is so good, and people, when they use the product, it's like, yeah, I feel like this is becoming like a big like pro and Agic like interview, but like no, it's just a good company, and it's one that for the longest time too. It's like I have never heard something bad about an Agic, never. Like, and you can pick any company. Somebody has said something bad about something. I have never heard anything bad about that, and I think that what you guys have started is kind of cool. It's like almost like a mini revolution, like with like the garbage that we've seen in this industry. And there is a lot of garbage, and we're going to talk about that here next. But I think that shout out to what you guys have going on. I think my Facebook, I've kind of, no offense to anybody, but I've weeded out a lot of like I just see 4X post after 4X post after 4X post, and now what's cool is I'm seeing something where, something that's, and I'm not saying none of that's legit. I know some people are actually making money, but it's nice to see, it's nice to see an Agic and people get in the water, and I think the product is really good because, especially us living in America, especially with how much shit is in your food now and just how unhealthy everything is. I think our bodies are like 70% water or something like that. Like, it's probably good to make sure that what you have going into your body is good for you. And so, okay, something I want to talk about, and this is actually like, I've been waiting to ask you this question, because if you've noticed, especially in Facebook, not everyone builds off Facebook. And by the way, I want to tell some of the people out there, if you feel like, the millennials, right? I'm like the old soul of Generation Y. Like, I'm like that. I'm like the guy that like I talk a lot of shit about like the younger generation, but some people are like, dude, like you're only 27. Like that includes you. And so the thing I want to say is, number one, if you feel like that direct sales and network marketing and whatever is just filled with drama, whatever, my recommendation for you is to stay off Facebook, because legitimately the generation, this young generation that's kind of come into network marketing, only takes over a small percentage of the actual direct sales industry. So that's number one. However, with that said, if you do find yourself on Facebook and you do see a lot of these like the drama and the posts and the different stuff like that, my question for you Brennan, is where do you see the state of the direct sales network marketing industry? Where do you see it at right now as far as the drama, the garbage, all that stuff? Where do you see it going? Do you see it getting better? Do you see these people getting weeded out? Do you see it only getting worse? And then, as far as like the tactics, I know I'm kind of loading up questions, but as far as the tactics of some of these people purposely making posts that bring other companies down, that's how they kind of build, their companies, they get their traffic with. What do you think about the state of the industry as a whole and where it's going? And this is what I really wanted to ask you for the longest time.
I think right now, people are becoming very good marketers. I think people are learning that I am not who I am on Facebook 24/7. My work ethic is sound. My dramatic posts, I'm never angry. I'm never sad. And I think that's where a lot of people are. I think people understand the human mind a lot better. Jesse, when I tell you, hey, don't think about an elephant, what do?
Elephant.
Think about an elephant. So the people are already drawn to negativity, drama. Like you look at television shows, what's the number one viewed shows? They're dramas, especially Korean dramas. It's crazy, right? Ironic. And, the way the Facebook works, it'll show more bad posts than good posts because it gets you addicted to it. It knows that. And I think people need to not just have a harder shell, but also understand that none of the posts are personal. And if you ever do take offense to all this dramatic stuff going on, just like Jesse said, just turn it off. It's so easy to just delete it off your phone. It's so easy to just not use your phone for the day. But if you're super drawn to it and you have your opinions on it, that means it's working, right? So do I think it's going anywhere anytime soon? No, I don't. Do you think I find it absolutely ridiculous that people treat me different because I get 100, 200, 3 likes a post? Yes, I do. I think that's really dumb. But that's not going to change 5 to 10 years. So I'm not telling everyone to go be drama queens. I'm telling everyone to learn how to market. I'm telling everyone to realize what's marketing and what's really angry and what's not. And I'm telling everyone to have a tougher shell and understand that most of these guys that are posting, if they're angry and they're posting and stuff like that, don't judge them because, look, just because somebody does something bad doesn't mean they're a bad person. Just because a bad person does something good doesn't mean they're a good person, right? So if somebody says something dramatic and sounds weird, that doesn't mean they're dramatic and weird. That just means they're good marketers, A, and something dumb happened. And a lot of dumb shit goes on in network marketing. A lot of dumb shit. And, yeah. I wish everyone the best of luck.
Well, that's fair, man. You're actually right. Like, I think, come to think of it, like, other than, like, let's just say, like, posting the new picture of my daughter or something like that, as far as, like getting traffic, it's when, especially, like, it's, like, months ago, I've called a few people out specifically before for different shenanigans that I've seen. And it's crazy, like, how much people feed off of that stuff. And, like, it's like it's like a mosquito to a light, like, got my dog hanging out, and he like walks around like a cat, throws me off, but,
delicious, man.
But no, you're right, man. I actually didn't even think about that. You're right. People are drawn to dramas. It's good marketing. It is what it is. So just kind of coming to like the conclusion of this thing, man, the other question too, like one of the epidemics that's happened in the industry is like, so a lot of these companies, right, people are taking like this, they're hitting companies that only like have like a 6 to 8 month, maybe even a year shelf life. Like they don't know that, I'm assuming, right? But then they're going out there and they're making a lot of money. Why is that? Chances are the compensation plan pays out a higher percentage on the dollar than a lot of these other companies that are maybe built for a longer term. So my question for you is this, and that's just stating the fact really, but my question for you is, if somebody's in this or listening to this and they're on the edge of joining direct sales, network marketing, what have you, and they say, hey, listen, like excuse my French, man, but like I fucking hate my job, right? Like for me, that was the reason I joined network marketing. Is like, I was like, I fucking hate my job. I hate, my boss telling me what to do, whatever. Like today's Friday, if you're watching this, but it's really Thursday, right? We're filming this all day before, but Monday's coming, right? As soon as they let us out for the weekend, I'd be thinking about Monday, and I'd be like, fuck, like Monday's coming. I hate Mondays. I hate working for people, whatever. If you have somebody listening to this today and they're saying, wow, Brennan's speaking the truth. The industry sounds fucking awesome. Like, I want to go out there and make some money. I want to go out there and do my thing. I hate my job. I hate this. I want to travel the world. I want to retire my parents. I want to do these things. And they see you and they see your success and they want to be able to join this and they want to be able to obviously work part-time while they work at their job, but then they want to go full-time. And the epidemic is the fact that, and the reason I brought up these companies is because people are actually able to go full-time a lot quicker than, let's say, they were 10 years ago in network marketing. So my question for you is, what do you think that the person needs to do in order to go full-time quicker? Because I think for the majority of the people, at least tuning into this, that's the overall goal, right? Is to retire your boss or fire your boss and go full-time and be able to do this. What is your recommendation for them? How long should they anticipate being able to do this part-time before going full-time? Or do you think it's an immediate thing that they should be able to go do right away?
Well, the thing is, like, to give this type of advice, like, I have to explain how I went full-time. And I went full-time doing something that I currently don't believe in, right? So you're right. On these 6 months, 12 months companies, it's a lot easier to go full-time faster. And it's a lot easier. That's just point blank. It's a lot easier. Do you lose a lot of credibility in friendships? Yes. Do you gain a lot of credibility and friendships in the industry? Also, yes. So you got to understand that you're sacrificing your integrity and your intention and your character, basically, to make an income in network marketing. Because that's what you're trading it for. You're trading it for the company that you choose. You're trading for the product that you choose. You're trading for the service that you choose. And for me, when I went full-time, I was an idiot. I was a kid. I was 20 years old. I had a great income coming in from my job, and I had no money coming in from network marketing yet. I quit my job. I went all in. And I don't recommend that to just anybody, but for me, I legitimately had to make it or I would break. Like, I didn't live with my parents. I paid for my own car. All my bills were mine. My parents paid for nothing. And that was my choice. You know, I was a very, very stubborn kid, and I made things work. But that's also what you'll see in most of these success stories. They came from nothing. They gave up to go up. And I don't like telling people to do this because I don't want them to blame me for risking it all. But there is no reward and no risk. And when people ask me, you know, what do I have to do to make this work? It's like, well, just make what you're making at work. And if after you make it consistently for 3 months, go all in. It works, right? 90 days. And for me, I'm still living off of my 90-day sprint that I did in my first company. You know, my all-in moments, my aha moments, my first time in the quote-unquote spotlight on Facebook. Like, I'm still living off of that. But the thing is, the only reason I'm living off of that is because people have seen the come-ups, the downs, the ups, the downs, and finally, the stability. And you have to understand with entrepreneurship, it's already such a big risk. I don't recommend multiplying that risk. Like, I made that risk with companies I didn't realize because I didn't understand it. Nobody told me, and if people told me, I thought they were dumb because I was told something different, like from my quote-unquote leaders. And my recommendation, you know, how do you quit your job? Do something that you believe in that doesn't, you know, make you go out so much to live a different life. Give up sleep because you can sleep when you're dead. Eat a little bit less. Drink a lot more water. Product placement. And in all seriousness, it's like, you know, so many people won't give up an extra 4 hours of sleep. Like, I still sleep about 3 to 4 hours a day. And I don't make income claims because I know that I get in trouble for that now because I'm smarter. You won't catch me on Facebook telling you how much I make a day now. And if I do, I'll delete it because I'm like, oh, wait, I can't do that. And let's just say, like, for me, like, I've never made as much as I do now in network marketing. I've never been as happy. I've never felt more in tune in my life. And I've never worked with such good people that I would legitimately call family. And I know they're not going anywhere. Like, if they go do something else, awesome, but they're coming back. And that's my best advice.
I think that
We'll go fast.
I think I mean, dude, okay, for real. We talked about, when did we do this? We jumped on a hangout a while back, and it was one of those things, like, I had never talked to you before, and it was like random, like, we're like, all right, let's jump on a hangout, let's talk to each other, and you were like, oh man, I've been like an MLM fuckboy and whatever, like, and honestly, like, I didn't know you really well. And I was like, who's this guy? You know, he's always talking. He's always saying this stuff. But no, for real, you, like, what you're doing right now is so pure and it's so good, and you can see there's a like you're building how you're supposed to build. You're having a lot of success doing it. You're building something with integrity marketing hashtag, right? Like you guys are you guys are killing it, man, and it's cool because it's something that nobody can sit back and say, oh, you don't need that, or oh, that's trash, like, you know, oh, that's unhealthy for you. Oh, would you sell that to your mom? Or oh, blah, blah. It's like what you guys have is awesome, and this is my recommendation, guys. If you're listening out here and if you're a part of a company where you don't feel like you would ever bring your parents in or a family member in, that is a telling sign, right, that you're probably not in something that you should be in, right? Number two, if the money, I'm not going to mention his name. One of my good friends was making like 30 grand, I think 35 grand a month a couple of years ago, and he was telling me, man, I was like so easy, like I didn't even know how I was making this money. That is not a real. That is a sign that should tell you probably that the company you're with is going to have is not going to be around forever, right? This takes work. Anybody that tells you something different, like Brennan, I don't know, you live in Vegas, I think you're all over the place, but like you're in Ohio right now helping launch people. You didn't tell these people to go out there and put 100 people into the room like some dipshit car salesman, leader, network marketing guru with shoulder pads in his suit. Right now, you told them, hey, listen, I'm going to come out there because I know what it means to grind, and I'm going to show you how to do this. And then already it looks like that you're blowing up Ohio. You've got success stories. You've got people making real money out there with a real product. And so anyways, guys, if you're listening out here, this is it. This is what it's all about, is to find a product that you're passionate about, that makes sense. The price points make sense. The opportunity makes sense. Regardless of whether it's in direct sales or network marketing, it needs to make sense, and it needs to require work. So Brenden, my last question for you, man, is, you know, we're going to have a lot of people, you know, I know that I have people that probably listen to this that don't know you, which is weird, I know, but they're going to get to know you here real quick. What if they want to connect with you? I know I'm assuming you're a 5,000 friends type of guy. Maybe you're not. I don't know. I know you got a huge following. How do they get connected with you if they want to hear more about Enagic? If they want to get connected with you, you know, maybe on different projects you've got going on, whatever. How do they get connected with you? How do they follow you? What's the plug there?
For me, like, I delete my 5,000 friends like every 3 to 4 months now. Like, I'll delete everybody, and I'll tell them like 900, back to 5,000, back to 0, back to 1,200, back to 5. That's how I'm with it. So I think right now I haven't hit 5,000 yet this month, which won't last long. But the best way to get reaching me, I like the platform Snapchat. It's just my name in full, Brenden Tieger, no spaces, just at Brenden Tieger, because no matter what, I'm going to get your message. Like if you snap me, I get it, and I can get it, and I'll tell you, oh, hey, hit me up on Facebook, or text me, and then when I tell you to hit me on Facebook, I'll expect the message, and I'll look for it. I'll respond that way. That's how I like doing it.
Awesome, awesome. And so, guys, if you're out there, Brenden Tieger on Snapchat, no spaces. I know I'm going to start sending him shirtless pictures at night. It's going to be my new thing, so we can stay connected on there. So here's what I want to say. Obviously, we're coming to the end of the Friday happy hour. This has been a good session because, you know, a lot of times people are reserved. I got a couple friends out there that are very professional, right? But they're, you know, when we're talking to them on Facebook, maybe it's a little different. What I like is when people can Gary Vee it, right? When they can Grant Cardone it, when they come out and they say whatever the fuck they want to say, and it's real, and you're going to get the truth. And that's what this is, guys. This industry is a business. This is a business. This isn't for like, kids and like whatever, like, oh man, I got to filter myself. No, this is the real stuff. We're giving you the real stuff with the Friday happy hour. Brenden Tieger, I couldn't think of anyone else who was better suited to come on here and share with you what really goes on in the industry. As far as the garbage, the success stories, the difference between products and services, direct sales via network marketing. I had a question for him. I was going to ask him what I thought or what he thought was better, direct sales or network marketing. I think you can probably guess what he's going to pick because he's already said it. And so, anyways, guys, make sure if you haven't, subscribe, sevenfiguredad.com. It's free. We say cool shit sometimes. We have some good blogs. Friday happy hours every Friday, hopefully, unless I'm in New York or doing something like last week or 2 weeks ago. So, anyways, with that said, Brennan, I want to say, man, I hope we can get you on here again. It's better than having people blog for us, because that, like I said, that format sucks, and it's really hard. It's hard, you know. But with that, thank you for coming on, man, and hopefully we'll get you back on here soon. Okay?
Of course. Glad to be here.
Awesome.